It's a simplification of the 80-20 rule, okay? Because he states it in new terms. 80-20 rule is very kind of like logical. And essentially the one thing is just one question that he asks himself and then applies. He says, what one thing that if I do, make everything dramatically easier or not necessary, right? And then you do that thing, and everything becomes easier and not necessary, right? And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just do first things first, right? And so we all our lives are systems. And if you imagine like water flowing through a pipe, right? And then like a part of the pipe there's like a partial blockage. So you're trying to pump water through a pipe. There's a partial blockage. Let's say that I wanted to fix and get more flow. Where would I fix it?
That's blockage.
The point of the biggest blockage. However, most of us don't do that. What do? We fix where we have the funnest time fixing things at, right?
Good point.
It's like, or wherever is most visual or seems most obvious. Instead of looking where the constraint is in your life, you go and you fix everything else. You're like, it's great, but why did I get more results?
Yeah.
Because the one thing that is constraining you most is not fixed. And you thought you could fix all this other stuff. Guess what? It didn't matter. It was totally irrelevant what you just did. You did all the 80% and none of the 20%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you did nothing. And so you fix that constraint, boom, you open it up. But guess what always happens?
There's a new constraint.
There's a new constraint, exactly. There is another constraint. And so it's the theory of least constraint. It's not the theory of removing all constraints. It's always just you do the one thing that is that constraint, right? And so that's true. Like everything, there's always a constraint on life. You can look at it, you can pick them out from this big theory of this big thing of pictures, right? There's things constraining you.
Yeah.
You have to focus on that one, right? And so that's the same thing. Like you can create a vision. It's actually worthwhile. But in terms of daily, I'm not so sure it's valuable to do all of them. I would pick the thing that's constraining you the most. Maybe the 2 or 3 if you want. But you're probably going to get better the more focused you are. That's my own experience, and trust me, I'm mostly here on that one. Okay?
Yeah.
Like I'm still not there yet.